Well, it's July 8th, 2024, a little bit after 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're just getting Sequester ready to go out for a little afternoon sail. It looks like it's going to be a light air day, so we're probably not going to be doing any aggressive sailing, and there are fog banks just past the Cranberry Islands, so I don't think we're going to go outside the Great Harbor today. Well, it was an east wind in the harbor today, so we had to motor all the way out. That's Great Cranberry Island. You can see some fog around it. 2 minutes ago it was invisible in the fog. As we look over toward Greening Island, you can see a little fog, low-lying fog pass there, and Bear Island over there, which was invisible a couple minutes ago. And straight ahead, Sutton Island, which was also invisible. So fog is coming and going today, even though it was not in the forecast. And if you look south out the Western Way, you can definitely see fog bank there and on the other side of the Cranberry Islands, looking a little bit southeast. Now, the forecast for today did not have rain or fog in it. That looks suspiciously like a building thunderhead over there on the other side of Mount Desert Island. And there's some more off to the north. So who knows? We may get more fog, and if we're unlucky, we may even get some rain. At least the fog is lifted out past the Cranberry Islands. Straight ahead though, you can see a fog bank between Sutton Island, which is on the starboard bow, and Mount Desert Island. Right now we're sailing almost due east. That's Sutton Island straight ahead, and over there is Bear Island with its lighthouse and the entrance to Northeast Harbor. And given the wind direction, we're probably going to tack and head south. We could try to sail along the north side of Sutton, but the wind will be coming over the top of the island, which will make it lighter, and it will also make it hotter. So the vote was taken, and the decision was to turn and head south, which is that way, out the Western Way. You can see a bunch of small sailboats out there. They're in a race. I don't know if they're Lueders 16s or International 1 designs. They're just a little too far away to tell, and they're all fractional rig boats, so they don't look that different from a distance. Okay, we're looking back toward Southwest Harbor, and this is a fleet of International 1 designs that moor up over in Northeast Harbor, and they are racing. They're turning around a mark over there, a green mark, and they're gonna sail back this way, it looks like. So we will tack in a little bit and to get out of where they're going. Well, you can see the International 1 designs astern of us. One of the issues with these guys when they're racing is they have a committee boat that goes out and sets marks around the Great Harbor, and if you're not in their race, you have no idea where they're going to be going next. And so I don't know, and it's kind of a nuisance because you try to sail where they aren't, and they just turn and sail right toward you. And they have a number of marks out here today that they don't seem to be paying any attention to, and they're turning in other places where I don't see any of their marks. So it's always a nuisance. And there's a fog bank lying just across the southern entrance to the Great Harbor out there, and you can see a little bit of fog over the top of Great Cranberry, and over there over the top of Little Cranberry, and we're headed east again, this time on the south side of Sutton Island, where we should have better wind. And there's another one of those International 1 design racers, that red boat. that doesn't seem to be in with the group anymore. Well, we're headed a little bit south of east between Great Cranberry Island here, Great Cranberry Harbor, and Sutton Island on the other side. And ahead, where we're not going, it looks like there's a big patch of flat water, but it looks like there's wind where we're going. And we're up to just under 3 knots. So, you know, light air sailing today, which was what the forecast was calling for. And we are headed toward Little Cranberry Island. And this is a map of the Great Harbor of Mount Desert Island with the various places that we are sailing around shown on it. Okay, right now we're sailing toward Islesford Harbor up ahead on Little Cranberry Island, and you can see there's a big fog bank just past Little Cranberry, but it's out there a ways, a mile or so past the island. If we look over the top of Great Cranberry, we can see the fog blowing by just offshore, and it's not very far offshore, because in the gap between the two islands there, you should be able to see Baker Island, and it's invisible today. It's in the fog. But we're going to sail, the wind seems to be favorable to sail into Little Cranberry Harbor and have a nice look around. Well, I looked astern and saw the fog blowing in the western way and across our track. So decided to turn around, and you can see the leading edge of it over there. There's Sutton Island, and you can see the fog is coming into Islesford Harbor on Little Cranberry Island. So time to head back while we can still see more or less where we're going. Although I know our track back is approximately 300 degrees, so we shouldn't have any trouble getting back even if we end up in the fog. If we do, you'll get to see some fog sailing. Okay, there's the view to the northwest. That's the scenic entrance to Somme Sound over there. And you can see from the way the fog is moving that it's going right up Somme Sound. So be zero visibility in Somme Sound. I've certainly been there when it was like that. And right now we're on course back to Southwest Harbor, which is straight ahead. And the fog is definitely blowing in the western way. You can see the fog bank over there, over the man-said shore of Mount Desert Island. Well, the wind is picking up, and we're headed pretty much towards Southwest Harbor. You can see it right ahead there. Well, not really, but we are going to end up sailing into the fog if we want to go back. And judging from what I see out here, I think that it might be the better part of valor. We're in a big hole in the fog right here, but every place else is socked in. So we're going to sail through a little fog back into Southwest Harbor. We are about to sail into the fog, and fortunately, before the fog came in, when I could still see Southwest Harbor, I took a quick compass bearing, and I know which way to go. And we also have a chart plotter. And over there is Sutton Island, and back astern is Little Cranberry. As you can see, we're in a kind of hole in the fog, and we have just a few feet before we're definitely in it. We're at the edge of the fog bank now. Visibility's not horrible. I'd say right now it's a few hundred yards. Well, we're definitely in the fog, so this is fog sailing. As you can see, or can't see, there's not much visibility out here. Fortunately, as I said, I have a chart plotter and a compass, so I know where I'm going, and we should get there. And I can hear power boats coming and going. Anyway, we should be back into Southwest Harbor in about 20 or 30 minutes. There's a power boat. Oh, I don't know if that turned on. Yeah, there's a power boat that just overtook us, and we're on course back to Southwest Harbor. But as you can see, visibility is not wonderful. A couple hundred feet maximum. Well, it's peaceful out here. It's about maybe 50 yards visibility, and we're definitely in the fog. You can see nothing but fog no matter which way you look. And I'm maintaining pretty close to my course of 300 degrees, which will take me into the entrance of Southwest Harbor. And we're also glancing at the chart plotter every now and then to make sure that I am where I think I am. Well,
I can see it.
Yes, now the fog is thinning out. I can see the harbor ahead, sort of. At least I know it's there. This is Greening Island, which is materialized. And this is what fog sailing is like. You're out here, when you're in the thick of it, you can't see anything. And if you're not careful, it's easy, somebody's wake, to lose track of which way you're going. You gotta keep an eye on your compass. My bearing back to Southwest Harbor from where we tacked around was 300 degrees. Right now we're pointing about 303, and the harbor is straight ahead of us. We're half mile or so outside the harbor, and we can see more or less where it is. And as you can see, there's a wall of fog out there, and there are a lot of boats out. Fortunately, we didn't end up in the middle of the International One Design race. Okay, here we are at the entrance to Southwest Harbor. Light fog, but not bad. We can see anyway. And we're just about to start the engine and furl up the sails and head in for the day after a little adventure of fog sailing. You can see there's still a fair amount of fog out here. Had it been like this, I don't think we would have gone out. Okay, we're back at the dock. It's flat calm in here, and no problem getting back on because the people in the slip next to us were gone. So zero chance of hitting them if they're not here. Anyway, it was a nice sail. Actually, I kind of enjoyed getting into the fog. It was nice and cool and peaceful. The only issue was not being able to see anything, but I knew where we were and I knew what our course should be, so didn't have any real problems. Anyway, so now you've gotten to experience fog sailing here on the coast of Maine on July 8, 2024. Thanks for watching.